Erev Tov. We talked last night about Thanksgiving in Jewish law, but I want to talk just a little bit about Thanksgiving in general, like giving thanks in Judaism. It's a very, very big thing. I think a lot of the issues that we have in our society are predicated on the fact that we don't give enough thanks. I think our society is going the opposite direction of that. Our like society here in America. And so we have to push back against that, try to be grateful for all the brachas that we have. And there's a lot of texts on this. I just want to share with you like 2 or 3 that I think are really powerful. I came across this nice article by Rav Avigdor Miller on counting blessings. I don't know, the language is really nice. He says, you should make a career of counting your blessings. It should be a career. Unfortunately, it's not done. There's a tremendous list because we have so many privileges. If you look around and see people who are unfortunately deprived of what we possess. And he goes on to like list a lot of different examples. He goes, if you have a lot of good accounts, good customers, as you're lying in bed, enumerate them. If you're healthy in your eyes, if you have a lot of natural teeth, you have a good set of false teeth, if you're able to hear, a lot of people can't hear. If you don't have migraines, if your stomach is normal, a lot of people cannot eat a good many things because their stomach reacts. If you don't have allergies, so many people are plagued by allergies. And of course, if you have a good set of lungs, which almost everybody has, and if you have a stout heart, there's no end of good things. You must constantly talk about it and with your mouth. I like this. I suppose he probably just was sitting and just writing things that came to his head on this. And I think that's the way you have to do it. There's a game I play with a friend of mine, a rabbi friend of mine. I've once shared this with you before. It's called the Thank You Hashem game. Did I share this with you? Anyway, so we started it one day. We went to get it's a buddy of mine from Yeshiva. We went to go get potato chips near him in Washington, D.C. And he's like, this potato chip is so good. It's like, yeah, like this potato chip is really good. And all these other chips are good too. We just kept going one after another. And we're like, thank you, Hashem, for this potato chip. Like, thank you, Hashem, for snacks. And we kept going back and forth. And that it became a game. So now we get together, we do that. We walk along the way and I'll thank Hashem for something. And then he'll thank Hashem for something. And then and we go back and forth and it can go on for very, very long. If you do games like this type of game, it can really strengthen your connection to Hashem and really uplift you and raise you up above, I guess, like the lack of gratitude that's in our society. So that's one thing I like about this idea of like just kind of freestyling and thinking about all the things you're grateful for. I'll share with you just 2 more sources that I think are powerful. These are kind of giving thanks. So the thanks you give to Hashem can extend very far. We have a lot of wonderful brachas, and we have brachas within brachas. And he lists here, I found this website, talks about 2 stories of rabbis who thanked inanimate objects. So it can go as far as that. So the Kotzker Rebbe, he would replace a pair of worn out shoes. And when he would do so, he'd wrap it up in newspaper before he'd throw it out. And the students ask him, why are you doing that? He says, how can I simply toss away such a fine pair of shoes that have served me so well these past years? That's not recognizing like even shoes that they served you properly. And another story is Rav Elia Lopian was once talking to a student and he was praying, he was folding up his tallis. And it was so long, he had to put it on a bench to fold it. And then he noticed that the bench was dusty. So he went out to fetch a towel to wipe it off. The student to whom he was speaking realized that he was doing so and ran to take the towel from him. Then the rabbi answered, now I must clean it myself, or I must show my gratitude to the bench upon which I folded my tallis. Okay, those are 2 examples. There's many examples. I think this is something you can possibly do this evening if you're going to be with your family or friends at dinner. Try my game. It's a powerful game. Basically, you start on a topic. You can go to any other topic, but the rules are that you have to touch everybody who wants to be involved at the table. And the last person who runs out of things to thank Hashem for, they're out. Okay, so it gives you an impetus to keep up the thanks, and it can go on forever. After like 10 minutes or so, you start thanking Hashem for like sinews and like arteries, and you go on forever. But you see that it's like there's so many brachas that we have in our life. You can't even think about them, and we don't think about them enough. We don't think about them at all. And if you do it, you'll see like after 5, 10 minutes, you'll feel so elevated. I think if we were able to do this as a society every single day, I think we would be such a better place as a society. So if you could do a little bit of that tonight, think about brachas you have, think about the teeth or the dentures or whatever you have, think about the inanimate objects that served you and all the brachas, blessings within blessings that you have. That's a good way to elevate your Thanksgiving dinner with thanks to Hashem.